OpenClaw just became the most powerful AI agent on the planet, and someone on the internet just did something insane. They found the 34 best ways to use it and put them all in one place, as you can see, for free. We're going to go through every single one together right now. And think about this. You wake up tomorrow morning, your phone is already having full news briefing, waiting for you. You've got your email sorted, you've got your calendar organized, your research is done, and you didn't do any of it. OpenClaw did whilst you were sleeping. That is not a dream, that is real. And by the end of this video, you're going to know how to exactly make it happen. But here's where it gets really interesting too. So for each of these 34 things that OpenClaw can do, there are little files you can install that give it brand new superpowers. These are skills. Think of them like apps on your phone. So one lets you, for example, book your flights. One clears your inbox. One runs through your entire morning routine automatically without you lifting a finger. Over 13,000 files like this exist on the internet, built by people all over the internet. And that's where you have to be careful, because most people just download these files and install them without looking. Some of these files, they cannot be that secure. We're not going to make that mistake today. We're going to go through all 34. We'll pick the best ones. We're doing it in a new way, so you get all the power of these smart skills, and you're going to do it in also a way that makes sure they're secure. So by the end of this video, your OpenClaw is going to be doing most things people don't even know are possible. Let's get straight into it. So you can see the example right here of OpenClaw and the 34 use cases, and from here you've got all these different stuff. So for example, social media, you've got like the daily Reddit digest, you've got, for example, X account analysis, you've got creative building, goal-driven autonomous tasks, etc. And these are all different skill MD files, right? Which means that you can install them into your OpenClaw like you see right here. So what this means is you can take it and go directly here. Now, here's where you have to be careful. It's like really inside a lot of these skills, well, not a lot of them, but some of them occasionally. You have to be careful because sometimes people create them and they're not that secure, and that's how people have like security issues with OpenClaw, right? Because sometimes they can be using like prompt injection to get access to your OpenClaw or to do things you don't want them to do, etc. And so how do you get around that? Well, if we have a look through this list, we've got 34 different use cases. So for example, like even NA10 workflow orchestration, you can delegate API calls to NA10 workflows via webhooks. The agent never touches credentials, never integration is visual unlockable, right? So if we take an example file like this, what you want to do, and you can see this is a skill MD file, right? Skill MD file basically explains to OpenClaw or to wherever you install this, it could be like Claude Code or Anti-Gravity or whatever, it explains exactly how to set this up, right? Now, if we have a look through this skill, it's pretty cool. Great idea, right? But what you want to do is you want to go over to something like Claude and just check that it's legit. Now you can read it yourself. You can read the file yourself, like it's all in plain text, pretty straightforward and that sort of thing. And then you can see how it works step by step, and just have a look through and just make sure, like, okay, does it seem legit? Is it doing anything that you wouldn't be happy with? Is it anything that maybe leaves you exposed? And so you have to look through the skill file and just check that it's okay. Now, once you've done that as well, what I'd also recommend is not just that you do it, but you also get Claude to look through it too. So you grab the skill MD file like so, you go over to Claude, and then you just say, okay, can you just check this skill is secure, plus avoids prompt injection, you know, that sort of thing, and just get Claude to scan it and have a look through it. Now, the other thing you can also do here is you can actually take the example prompt like this. So this is basically like a long prompt to skill MD file that instructs OpenClaw to use a skill and exactly how to use it, right? But what you can also do here is you can look at like, okay, what are the risk factors here? You know, like if we look at the prompt injection, is this something we have to be careful of, right? And other concerns too. Now, the other way that you can do this, if you want to get an even better version of this skill, is not just check it yourself, not just run it through Claude, but also what you can do is you can go inside the chat here and say, okay, can you write another version of this skill, but more secure, that does the same thing but better, right? And then you actually take the skill itself, you use that as inspiration, but you get Claude to rewrite the skill so that it's, you know, it's easier to use and safer to use in the future, right? And so that's basically how you can sanity check these skills before you add any of them directly to your workflows. And then you just check the skill MD file itself, have a quick read through, make sure it's legit, make sure you're happy with it, make sure it can actually do the job that you think it needs to do. And then from there, you can give this directly to OpenClaw. So for example, we could take this information like so, right? So once it's finished coding out, as you can see, so you see how it's rewritten stuff like this about API keys. And then it also has like an agent allow list as well. And it also tells you, okay, what the difference is before and after, right? So now what you can do is you can take this skill like so, grab it like this, and then go over to OpenClaw, paste this in, and then you can say, okay, install this skill, right? That's how you can do it. Or create a new skill for this, or schedule this to do this skill every hour or weekly or that sort of thing.